And we're live.
Okay, welcome to the show, everybody. It's the Half-Ass Show. We still have this new set. Yay!
Nay.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, hey, sorry. I
That's
do.
fine. I'm not even. I'm really not mad about that. Really, I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, my bad. Oh well. It is
It
what it
depends on
is.
the angle. It depends on the angle.
Yeah, I think you overthought that day, but that's just my opinion.
When don't I overthink?
Most of the times.
Yeah, well, shit happens.
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't see all the blurbs and you didn't see the title of this, it's gonna be a real wink show tonight. Cause look, I'm just gonna own it. I've been lazy.
I think you have all the right to do it because it you do a lot of work, so it does make
Yeah.
sense.
Well, also, I was telling you earlier, it's more if I keep going to the same news stuff. It's like I'm not saying that we shouldn't talk about those things, but it's like I feel like we get into a very repetitive rut with that because it's like, oh well, this thing happened, but it's the same thing, so it's just the words are changed around, and that's not a bad thing. But it's like if they keep repeating the same news over and over, it's broken news. It's not even breaking news; it's broken at that point.
Yeah, I got you. It's
And
like I feel like I've been angry for the same thing all week. So
yeah, yeah, I'm in the same groove. Like I actually kind of like stepped away from pro wrestling for the weekend, despite everything happening.
yeah, you said that it's
Uh,
WrestleMania, right, this week?
tonight's WrestleMania. Yeah, tonight's night one of two.
Oh boy, oh
Yeah.
boy.
And if you guys just a real quick sum up, CM Punk went on to a show called the MMA Hour and just lit AEW up.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
then
heard.
Cody Rhodes, I think Wednesday went on and did Damage Control. They
Damn.
both work for the same company,
Oh, God.
which is competition to AEW. Which hey, fine, whatever. To be honest, I feel like it's a lot more of it's WrestleMania week, so all the casuals that don't watch wrestling that closely are really kind of fevered up because it's like WrestleMania is like a Super Bowl level thing to me in that
Mhm.
nobody knows what the hell's going on 11 months of the year, but that last month that WrestleMania happens,
Mhm.
everybody wants to know everything.
Yeah, it's like all the dirt. We want to know the dirt, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like
So, and it's just like,
anything.
yeah, and if you go on Twitter or really any social media that has a wrestling fandom, it's kind of been like really intense this week.
Wow. I honestly, I'm not into that side. So
I enjoy the dirt stuff of it just because of the stupid drama of it. Because look, at the end of the day, guys, we're we're speculating about a fake sport, and to
right.
me that is just amusing because it's like all the behind the scenes backdoor dealings, and it's like really okay. You guys realize that these are stunt performers essentially. No disrespect to pro wrestlers. I don't want it to sound like that. They work their asses hard.
No, but they still get hurt. They
They
still
still get
break their
hurt and all that
backs
stuff.
and everything. Mhm.
But the fans are just kind of like so obsessed with it that it's like depending on who you are,
Oh
you just
yeah.
feed that machine. And
Oh
I'm not going
yeah.
to comment any further on that because I think we made our opinion loud and clear on that.
Oh yeah. I'm not I like wrestling and such, but I'm not so knee dip like you
Yeah.
are. So
Well, it's like I would love to watch other other shows. I would love to check out TNA. I enjoyed what I saw of New Japan. It's just the way life's been lately. I can't sit down and like allot time to that
right.
because
Like
I have to do things. And it's like I thought about like, well, we got this stupid Sling thing. I can just record it. Maybe I can watch it at work on my phone. But then I'm like, but what am I going to accomplish there? So it's
oh.
sort of a because they got the DVR on there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like
Yeah,
if you're not really interested, why put the
I
time
am
on
and
it?
I'm not. But it's one of those like I feel like if they're gonna grab me, they would have grabbed me by now.
Gotcha. I
Yeah.
understand. Oh well. It is
But
what it is.
it is, yeah. That being said, I find it very funny how like it's WrestleMania weekend. We're not watching it. Obviously, we're on the air right now,
No.
and everything around the weekend has centered on wrestling for us. Because what did you buy this morning?
I actually bought the Iron Claw. We're gonna watch it later.
Hmm.
Yes,
And then
yes.
yesterday we were over at GameStop
In
because
the
I had
in
another
the magical one that we always find weird things.
yeah. Which I'm more like I was sitting there having a real Sophie's Choice moment because it's like, wow, they got a lot of new shit that just came out. Wow. Hey, AEW Fight Forever is $20. Well, that's about right for that.
Hey, you played a bit of it. you were teasing the idea of like, well, maybe we'll do like a stream of it and see what's up.
Yeah, but it's like I kind of first off need to learn how to play the fucker. So
No, we
that's
will
a
learn
thing.
together. I kind of want to learn too.
Yeah, I get you. Maybe we'll just do that. We'll just get on here and be like, well, whatever happens, happens, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna learn how to slap my husband.
Hey, all I know is I got the Orange Cassidy kicks down, so whatever may happen there.
God damn it. God damn it. Oh well,
Okay.
that's fine.
Hmm. But outside of that, it's been like the weekend's kind of heh.
Yeah, it's been slow. It's been a slow week.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'd say that's a good word for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like in my end, like the cuspid of the week was the new episode
Mhm.
for the Smiling Friends that everyone is, I bet you money, are tired of me on Twitter. But it was so good that it made everyone for at least 2 or 3 days happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that was something. Beyond that, it's like there's really nothing
So
going on.
this is a kind of a good opportunity to sort of reset the show in a sense, also.
Okay.
And I would like to remind people, if you're first new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you're entertaining. And secondly, we do try to kind of interact with the chat. So if you guys are hearing us talk and you kind of want to join in, don't be afraid. We do read the chat. We do
We
check
do.
in with that. Yeah. This is sort of like our radio show in a sense. We interact with our audience. You are our call-ins, and we take you as we come get you. However,
Hmm.
we also give you a little power, and this one is mine, not anybody else's. If you guys feel like maybe we're vamping too much on something, or you just want us to change the subject, you can play this.
God damn it! I forgot that thing is so goddamn loud. But
Mm-hmm.
it's for a reason.
It's
So
designed, yeah.
yeah, I have the wheel right here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me just move it to the thing. It's no bullshit. We do have a wheel that actually you press and it gives us
Yeah,
really random things. So
yeah.
yeah,
Hasn't been used in a while, but I think we all forget about it. So I actually need to put a prompt in the program for we use for the robot to.
right, right. You can do that. It's a slow night.
Uh, gonna put it on the note here. I got a notepad here just in case.
Okay,
But yeah,
but yeah, that's a
but
good thing to point out. Yes.
yeah. So it's like if you guys are getting sick of us rambling about whatever, like a few minutes ago, then you can easily go to that, and yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be there,
Mhm.
and we will play with it as is. So yeah, trying to think what have we been doing lately. I mean, aside from working, because I feel like all my life has been work lately.
Oh, work and work and work. I did
All
two.
work and no play makes chaos a dull boy.
I did art streams. Well, yesterday I did one of 4 hours. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
came
I-
home and she's like, I'm like, can you talk?
I'm like, I can't. I had two pops. I had two salty pops.
Hmm.
But it was fun.
You want
Like,
to go off what you've been working on? I don't think it's gonna get us in trouble or anything here.
well, I need to look it up for a second if you
Okay,
don't mind.
yeah, that's fine. But I kind of want it more. It's like so. One thing we do talk about here. Sorry, AI bros, we are not on your side, so
No,
make
we're
your
not.
peace with God on that. But so Illy did a couple of pictures. One took her like this week. It took her like 3 freaking days. I'm not shitting you. Three
Yeah.
damn days, and it was more her obsession. It wasn't that it was enough to snuff or anything. It's just she wanted to do that. You
Right.
don't have to show that one. I'm just explaining to people.
I mean, I can, but
Well, you can in a little bit if you want, but then it's like she decided because we do kind of with the dominant ones try to make it a little tasteful. It's not just complete on a go go.
yeah, that makes sense. Tasteful is a good word.
Tasteful is a good word. It's the only word.
Yeah. Okay, I have like the one that I'm working, but give me
Okay.
a second.
Yeah. Take your time.
My
So
God, I post a lot
the
of
two
stupid
characters
shit.
here that we have when she gets it up and running. By the way,
Okay.
she also did this set, ladies and gentlemen. So if you need a commission done for a set or a PNGer, look no further than at Illy or draws Illy on Twitter. Illy draws everywhere else.
Yeah, and most things, if you can. Oh, here it is. I found the other one.
And you can find her on the Discord too. You can join us there and talk to the artist directly.
Okay, so want me to move to the webpage?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right then. So this is the sketch. Well, the one that I'm working right now. The one that I did 4 hours of it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I showed everyone, and I mean everyone, how I do this. Like since
Yeah.
from
You
the
published
start.
the story also, so or you
Yeah,
published the stream also, so you can see it.
yeah. I did like the whole process since like models because I have models for them. I work with models. I don't like I. It's my reference thing, and where I got the ideas. Honestly, I had like a bunch of shit going on with the cat suit there, but
Yeah, well, I gave up the idea, and my only mandate was look at Black Cat. That was like my literal mandate.
you know what's funny? I did find a cat, like the black cat, and that's
Hmm.
how I based like the corset kind of thing. And I was like, I think that makes sense because I was like, well, maybe the legs can be bare, but I didn't like how it looks. Like, no, let's just use all the
Yeah.
skin. And the one that you were talking about, the one that I finished, is this one.
Hmm.
Uh, that's the one that I was
Yeah. In all
fucking,
its massive glory.
fucking 5 days it took me to do that shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
But it turned
why?
out very well. Like,
Oh, it
that's
does.
all original. That's not AI by any means.
No, I did all that crap. Maybe the background it was like something that I tweaked around, but beyond that, the
Yeah, but
characters are mine.
yeah, you
Yeah,
have the sketches to prove it.
yeah, I do. I don't do that kind of stuff that is like fake AI
Yeah.
things. Oh boy, all this week has been me being pissed off with
Yeah.
AI.
I feel
So,
like we've been really smuggy on that when we do that, but it's at the same time, I'm like, it's fine.
what do you mean, Smuggy? What are you talking about?
Like, it's like, oh, we're not doing AI. Oh, like, that type of thing. But it's like, I'm kind of proud of that we don't have to resort to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like
So,
why the, I have the ability. I should be better with backgrounds. Definitely. I should be better with backgrounds, but not gonna lie, uh, I suck at them. But I try to make them work. Does that make sense?
hmm.
So, and this week, oh boy, that was today. Now that I think about it, about what I told you about the Pink Floyd thing.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and explain that one real quick?
So I didn't know this because first of all, I don't like Pink Floyd that much. I feel like they're kind of snobby now. Eh.
The
But
fans are. I don't think this. I don't think the band gives a shit.
I think the band doesn't give a shit, and I think the anniversary is the 50th. If I'm correct. So
50 years. That's wild.
yeah. So for the Dark Side of the Moon, I think
Yeah,
it's.
yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
okay.
Probably.
So for the Dark Side of the Moon, they wanted somebody to do a video, uh, and they'll make it the 50th anniversary thing. Turns out that the guy that won did a
AI.
very generic video of like he pretty much, I bet you, that just wrote space and music, and that's how it looks. you you've seen you and I don't know what app he used, but it's the one that looks tweaky, you know what I
Mm,
mean.
yeah.
There's one that they use a lot, and I love the videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti because they're just nightmare fuel. But this one looks like, oh my god, really? So we usually, the artist community, the artists right now are in in war with these people because they're now against pencils apparently, and we're like, okay. And now the animation community is like pissed off beyond relief. Like it's it's bad, Brandon. They started showing like the other ones that were in the competition, and my god, I've seen like things that are
Yeah.
worth for the thing. Like, oh my god, they put it all this love on it, and they just grab the AI one.
Mm.
I don't get what's going
It's
on
kind of
there.
like the McFarlane thing we found out earlier in the month, or maybe
Yeah, I'm
I think
starting
it was
to
last month actually.
I'm starting to think that the people that are just selecting is not really the artists.
It's
It's
corporate.
yeah, it's corporate. I feel because it's like a lot of people were saying like this is what you deserve when you do a contest and you don't want to pay artists to do things. This is what you get: a shitty AI bro fucking video. That's what you
Well,
get.
so the thing with this is, like, I find it very funny that Pink Floyd does this, and then because if you'd ever remember, like when they did tours, obviously we're not old enough to remember you and I. but
Mhm.
you can see them on sometimes on VH1 Classic when they used to show videos.
Okay.
They had, or you can look it up on YouTube actually.
Okay.
The video of Welcome to the Machine. That is
I
some. Hmm?
I've seen that one.
That is some fucked up shit.
They go nuts, and
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the artist. I had it here.
Storm something or other. Thorman.
I
No,
guess
that's not him, is it?
I don't know.
Hang on, I can just
I could be I could get into Twitter and find it, but honestly, I don't know.
hang on. Let me see here.
Brandon is the
Storm Thorgerson. That's who I was thinking it was.
okay.
Yeah, he's the guy that did most of the visuals. I think he did the music videos also, but don't quote me on that.
No, I think that's another one. But the thing is that it's like, yo, you are remembered for being an actual concept crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So, so again, when it comes to Pink Floyd, I don't. I think this was somebody in like marketing or in the
mm-hmm.
record label that's like, I don't think Pink Floyd gives a shit.
Oh no, I totally agree with that because I feel like
Yeah, I don't.
this sounds
I
like a
don't.
selection of a corporate.
Yeah, yeah. I don't blame Pink Floyd for any of this stuff, and it's like maybe Roger Waters. I can see Roger Waters doing something like this. I can completely see that. But the rest of them, nah. David Gilmour's just chilling somewhere. Like, I'm just gonna do a solo album. Oh, it's the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon. I can play a few songs, I guess.
I mean, but you see what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad because a lot of artists like us is like, bro, we put a lot of love on the stuff and effort. And man, I saw one that was insane that reminded me a bit of like Space Odyssey, like you know with the scene with the baby and all that stuff. But they did
Yeah.
it like traditional. It looks so pretty, and then suddenly, oh no! Like in the YouTube thing, it says like,
Yeah.
oh, this is for the competition for the 50th, whatever. And she updated it and said, I lost with a frowny face and me. How dare you guys? Like, there's so much talent out there, and because of this
Mm-hmm.
fucking assholes, that is cheaper for them to do them.
Well, like I said, I the funny thing to me is we're talking about all this, and we talked
Hmm.
about McFarlane, and we talked, but this week in comic books, Ghost Machine released like their first wave of big comics, like the
Oh yeah,
stuff
you
that
said.
theaters own. Yeah, and I took a look at the one of them. It's called Rook Exodus,
Hmm.
and it is like almost the exact counter to everything you're saying about AI, because you don't need to see the story. I'll show you the book later. The art is just jaw dropping. There is so much detail packed into a panel. It is
Oh,
frightening.
good. I
Yeah,
feel like
and
that's what you should do. It.
oh yeah, but it's a lot of visual cues. It's not so much like dialogue, which I'm sure it'll get there. It's Jeff Johns. I'm not worried about it. But I'll show you it later. It is like you look at this and it's like, wow, like this guy did all of this by hand.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's what I'm telling you. It's like sometimes I'm kind of I look.
Mm.
I don't see them doing this, but if Ghost Machine actually says like, "Yeah, we're using AI for some stuff," I'd be like, "No, no, come on, guys, no."
It's like,
I could see
um,
DC doing it. I could see Marvel doing it. Even to a degree, I could see Dark Horse doing it. But it's like I feel like an indie publisher like that, if they did it, I'd be like, "No,
dis-
no, why you? You were the
disappointment.
chosen one."
The disappointment is hard.
Yeah.
I gotcha. This is why I miss the Tumblr times. the the Harrow County one, the guy
Mm-hmm.
does every fucking comic, every fucking panel in watercolors, and
Mm.
it's beautiful. That's kind of why I
Mm.
like it. It's like it's horror, but it's detail horror.
By
Like
the way,
it's
I forgot to tell you on the comic book
wow.
side, there is another. Remember that book Starhenge I found, where it was like the Arthurian legend through a PCP filter,
No,
like the psychedelic one, where it was like space people and it had like the painted images.
I don't remember. Love, sorry.
I'll show you the comic, and you'll. Anyway, they finally announced the sequel's coming out in August.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, yes, because the art on that was just jaw dropping.
Yeah, I miss people having a brain cell.
Yeah. Well, this guy, it's like he's like I said, it's the Arthurian legend, just with a lot of crazy shit involved. Like
Wow.
when we're using Doctor Who as a reference to understand time travel, we are in a very interesting situation.
Wow. Oh, so it's a Doctor Who one?
No, but
Oh.
because the story is so convoluted and it can get so dense,
Mm-hmm.
like the main character references Doctor Who just to get an understanding of what you're dealing with.
Ah. Hmm.
So that's the level we're at right now with that.
Wow. Hmm.
Yeah.
What a
I can't
hell,
wait. My head will break, but I love it.
hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, sounds good.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, it's like this weekend's been a little lax for us, and I think we kind of needed it. Like, you worked this morning, but it wasn't an intense work day for you,
Not
obviously.
really. It was
Yeah.
just come in, get the fuck out.
Yeah. So we went out to the mall and all that stuff earlier today,
Hmm.
and it's very interesting how like marketing and stuff like that has changed because we went to so the mall we have near us has two stores that we do frequent. We
Yeah.
have Box Lunch and we have Hot Topic. They're both owned by the same company.
Yeah. Hmm.
And it's very funny how you walk into both and it's like the same sales tactics just inverted.
Yeah. Yeah. Because usually Hot Topic is the one that hammers you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, get this and do that. And can I help you? And blah, blah, blah. And they're behind you because it's a small store.
Well, it's like you also like you walked in and the girl just immediately like targeted you. This is the best way I can explain it. She just targeted you and it's like, I love your shirt. I love Animal Crossing.
And
It's like
she
all that.
walked it
Yeah.
to me like, oh no, personal space.
Well, not only that, but it's also like it was so. Maybe it's a thing down here. I don't know. I mean, I never really encountered this type of stuff in other places I've lived when it comes to these types of stores.
Uh-huh.
It's been down here the most prevalent, but it's also the place we've been to the most lately, so I can't really confirm nor deny. So if anybody in the chat has this, let me know.
Right.
When you go to those types of stores, it is like the aggression on sales just amped the fuck up out of nowhere.
Terrible. It's terrible. Like like maybe if I'm nice to them and I show them all this, they'll like it. It's like maybe if you shut the fuck up, they'll buy shit.
Yeah, as I'm one of those guys. Like I remember I went into a store once and the manager knew me. And it was like, and somebody came up and tried to tell me, and she was like, "No, no, let him be. He'll take a while, but he's gonna walk out with something. You just need to let him be."
Yeah. It's like the comic book shop. There's like, oh, it's them.
Yeah, but they're
Ah,
cool about it. Like it's like they let us do our thing.
yeah. No, but my God, like when I got in there, I was wearing my Animal Crossing shirt, which it's my fault because before I left, like, you know what? I don't feel myself. I'm gonna use something
No,
that I haven't worn.
I think it's a good thing you wore that.
Yeah, I like that one. It's a nice crop top and whatever. But anyway, I came. I was like, "Where did you get that?" I got it here, bitch. I got it in Box Lunch. Not in this Box Lunch. Got it in
Because it
Ohio.
didn't exist at the time.
Yeah, like I got it in Ohio, bitch. But yeah, I was like, I don't like people hounding
Well, it's
me.
not that. Yeah, it's that hounding. It's just like, just let me be. Like I was looking at the pins, just minding my own business because they have nice pins there sometimes. And this week it was like generic Disney pack number 6 was in stock apparently. And I'm standing there, and the guy comes up to me and goes, "Oh, you like our pins?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like
Oh
I
god.
just I. For those of you that don't know me, if you just joined the show, I have zero tolerance for this shit. Like I will go on a sparring spree with people like that, just like a verbal jabs, just because I am bored. Like if you're coming to me to talk to me about like a product you're trying to sell me, you are gonna lose because you already lost a sale just by coming near me.
Yeah,
And
but
then
uh
because you won't leave me alone, I'm just gonna start to verbally spar with you just to make your life miserable.
so I work in guest services and I'm not like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they do tell me, like when I work with my, well, the smoker one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna keep it like that.
Uh-huh.
She's like, oh hell, like she engages with everyone in her fucking vicinity, and I'm like, no, the rule of thumb that always worked here: let them roam, let them get lost. They'll ask you something. If
Not
you
only
see
that, oh, go ahead.
if you see them lost more than for 5 minutes, it's like, oh hey, can I help you? Like, do you need any help? And
So,
that's when they ask. So,
yeah. So when they come into these stores like your store or even this store, I would say,
mm,
you want to make a sale, you want to bring in profit, it is really easy. Shut up, let them be. If they
yes,
need help, they'll know to look for you. It's kind of hard not to miss you.
unless they have a very stupid question. Those
You
are
know what? You have to shut up and answer it because I do that every fucking day at work.
Yeah, I think on my end, I like being in the Disney area because nobody asks you shit. But if I'm close to the collectibles, well, fuck, I'm fucked. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, oh great, and they all like ask me. No, and as of lately, I've been stinky, and I think I told you right.
Yeah.
Like I've been stinky with them.
Oh, okay.
With the Hot Wheels people.
Oh, well, that's just normal for you.
Well, no, to like I've been extra stinky. Like, my coworker, he was like, "Ah, you've been pushing everything out, huh? Because we have a box. FYI, the box for fucking Hot Wheels, like the $1 ones, they're like 100 in a box, a fucking 100.
One
So
dollar, 100 a box, basically.
yeah, it's like 72 of them, but it doesn't feel like 72. It feels like more. The thing is that like my area is always packed of those. I even didn't give a shit. I took away some shit and put it more there. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna tell me anything. And but we have a lot of the check lanes. So I started
Yeah.
saying like I'm gonna grab the nice ones because I know which ones are the nice ones. And I threw them around the check lanes. It takes me 10 minutes to do it just to be stinky. And then they asked me like, "Oh yeah, like there's this one fucker that always shows up. Is like, oh, you have like a half box back there." It's like, no, all of them are on the front. And he just gave me a look. Yeah, I sorted some stuff and it's up in the front. Where? From point 1 to 13, maybe 16 if you're right. And he just gave me a look like, oh my god, but yeah, I don't want you guys here. Get the fuck away from me. So they don't ask me anymore, which is great.
Yeah. No, what I've found is like when I have to deal with customers is like, so I find it amazing how everybody seems to think where my job is, and I'm a paint slinger, full
Mm,
disclosure.
mm-hmm.
They seem to think it's like some magic thing that we just have in stock, like you would go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac.
Right?
And some of that's true. Not even going to deny that. But no, really, because we have some of that we don't touch or anything. And I have to explain to people in like I've gotten it down to like I think a 2 minute speech now
Oh my god, you have a
about the
sign for it?
yeah, I have to explain what the difference between a package and a pre-package is,
Oh
and if we
boy.
have to tint it and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because, look, in all fairness, I wouldn't know this shit either unless I worked in this company.
Right.
I say this because what blows me away is it's a new house or you bought your own home, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you got the house painted and all that. Now, having hunted a house and almost got it a couple of times,
Mm-hmm.
I think you saw yourself. I was going through everything like it was the freaking Constitution, or it's like I had, if I messed up, I was going to get tested on a type of situation. I
Right.
knew this thing
Yeah.
front to cover.
Uh-huh.
So when people come in and go, well, I got a new home, and I don't know the color I'm looking for, but it's on my walls,
Oh my
and
god.
I need that color. Do you happen to know what that color is? By the way, here's my subdivision, which we won't know.
Oh
And
boy.
this is like basically it's like they would give me the address to their house if it got them what they needed.
Oh my
Which,
god.
yeah, it's like you're giving me so much information that it's scary. Willingly, number one,
Mm-hmm.
because you're too lazy to go into the back of your homeowner's document, like you didn't read the whole thing, and finding your paint.
They even give you a coupon thing.
Yeah,
Remember?
but that coupon, no, that coupon doesn't. That coupon gets them in the door. Essentially, is what the
Well,
thought process is.
but I know that in the same area, in the same section. Oh my god, homeowner bullshit. In the same section, it gives you the name of the fucking paints and shit. If I'm correct,
Yes, yes, you are 100% correct.
I'm not a
Because
dum dum.
no, because you paid attention,
Mm-hmm.
and that what blows me away. That like so the house we were looking at was like $200,000, right?
Mm-hmm. Roughly.
If I had a $200,000 investment, I am gonna know down to the screw size what I'm looking for.
Oh hell yeah.
And when people come in and tell me this stuff, like I can understand if it's like a house that's second or third hand, like it's on the third owner. That
Right.
one I kind of understand because yeah, the colors have probably changed a couple of times since then.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that come in with like fancy new homes, I have to explain to them what they know in the back of that.
Not even that. Like I've noticed that fancy new homes come shitty because They make them so quick and so fast that it's like fuck.
Yeah. So
That's
spoilers.
another.
If you guys have a new home, congratulations first of all for getting a new home. That's a hell of an achievement, really.
Yeah, it is. In this
Yeah.
economy,
Yeah.
Jesus
In this
Christ.
economy, that's very good. So you get this. Very
Right.
good. Very
Very
good.
good.
That's nice. That'll do. Um, but yeah, they're not using the top tier shit, and I know they're not because my company told me. I'm not gonna say who
Yeah.
I work for, but they basically said it's like they're using this shit, but it's still not the worst shit.
Right. It's like,
There is one
oh.
that is like, there is one that there's a Monty Python joke about like American beer,
Hmm.
and the best way I can explain this paint is it's like two kids making out in a canoe, fucking near water.
Fucking near water. Yeah, I remember that one. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how bad this shit is. Like it is like wow.
It's
And that's the
yeah.
few people use that one. FYI, few people use that one. I'll say that.
Mm, cheap is cheap at the end of the day.
Oh, I mean, you
Honestly,
gotta make a business.
yeah, but to be perfectly honest, for the insides, you can fucking paint whatever you want once you
Oh
live
yeah,
there. It's like I
yeah,
don't see a point. Like, well, I'm gonna keep those fucking white
yeah,
shit. It's gonna be crazy. So,
yeah.
the exterior
Coming to my
though,
house after coming into one house one day and Illy's there and she turned it into like a Jackson Pollock painting out of nowhere.
I made a mural of all the characters that I know. Jesus Christ, that is
That's
just
nice.
gonna that would look insane. But no, I think the only thing with the HOA and bullshit is like the exterior. That's like, oh, you need to maintain it a certain
Oh
way, certain fuck.
man, man, fuck HOAs. Like, so going up to where we're going, I'm not saying we're not gonna get an HOA,
Hmm.
but I feel like the chances of that are significantly reduced compared to here.
Yo, here, well, remember that first house that was like it looked like a Halloween house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that everything happened and it was shitty. So apparently there's no HOA there because the one that I was talking about the smoker, she lives near
Mm-hmm.
there.
Hmm.
Nobody gives a shit there as long as it doesn't look like a crack house. And even then, they don't give a shit because you work near there, and there's a crack house like next door to you. I think
Oh my god!
it is, isn't it?
Sorry, just good timing on that.
Stupid crack houses. But yeah, no, they say that the older the neighborhood, the less they give a shit. It's more for newer ones.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
also you want to kind of create the planned society and all that shit. So
Bunches mamadas. It's people that have like uh power problems is like, well, I'm gonna take advantage of this and my power, I can throw you out. Like, fuck you, bro. I'll burn your house. How about that?
see, this is why we're not an HOA because like the first thing we would have done is like put a mural to like Dan Housen or Darby Allin or somebody outside our house and been like, "Happy Halloween!
I'd
Why
be
are you
do
looking at us like that?"
I'd be that person. Remember that crazy person in Ohio that destroyed all, like he went insane and just put a fucking horror thing of Santas. I think that happened in Ohio. You know
Mm,
what you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Some guy just lost his fucking mind. He's like, oh, the kids are scared of the dead Santas. I'd be like, oh, let's go take pictures. That sounds cool.
Oh, I would do one worse.
What?
I have three words for you. This will sum it
Mm,
up: Calvin and Hobbes,
Calvin and Hobbes.
the snowmen.
Ah! I forget we get snow there. Ooh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get up. You know what? It's a good excuse to grab that gallon of blood from from Halloween. I can save it to Christmas. Oh my god, Brandon. Can't wait. I can't
I still
fucking
remember
wait.
there was like one where it's like they showed all the crazy shit Calvin was doing, and that's like, well, he really slowed down traffic on this highway, on this road. You gotta give him that.
He also said like, well, at least he's going out.
Yeah, at least he's going outside. You're right.
Oh my god, I forgot those.
Yeah,
Those are my favorite comics. The ones that like turn to life and all that crap. Jesus, that was good shit.
I've seriously been eyeing on my Amazon wish list. I don't think you've seen it,
Huh?
but they have the hardcovers of that Calvin and Hobbes
They
series for
do.
$128. But it's like that's one of those ones where I'm like, that's worth every penny. Like that's one of those ones that it's like it's
Yeah.
not the worst thing to pay for.
I love those. I used to read them when I was a kid. My
Hmm.
my uncle, the one that passed away, he had the whole collection. I don't know where the fuck it ended up.
Oh, my dad loved Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh my god, those were so good. Every time I
Yeah.
went to my grandmother's house, like, "Hey, uncle, where's the comics?" And he just threw them to me. And me, yay! I don't know what happened to those. That kind of
Yeah, but
sucks.
he got like those long flat ones of the Calvin and Hobbes books, where
Yes,
it's like the actual format kind of, but it's expanded, like it's the originals.
yeah,
So it's like
the sequential
the books,
ones.
yeah, and it's like if you took a notebook, if you took a notepad and turned it sideways
Yeah,
and gave it about like another 12 inches.
yeah, those
Oh,
are.
those were and the picture and the details on that. It's like oh,
Those are the ones that I had back then,
mm-hmm,
and I think he had in on. I want to say in English, maybe. I don't
mm-hmm.
remember. They were cool. That format. It's kind of hard. They have those for that one and Garfield. I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but Garfield's a little small. Like these ones were like sizable. Like these, I think these were
Yeah,
like the original ones that he put
the
on
big
there. Like
ones. Yeah,
yeah, they shrunk them down for newspapers and stuff, but I think these were the originals.
yeah. Oh my god, that's such a.
Like Garfield, yeah, but Garfield's smaller in size, but they got more packed in there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So
So
good times.
welcome to comic strip talk here on the Half Ass Show.
It's more the old farts talking about comics that don't exist
Back in
anymore.
my day,
Back in my.
we had a kid and a stuffed tiger, and we liked it.
Oh my god. What else
Not
was
a,
there in that format? I don't remember.
Foxtrot. I remember Foxtrot. You remember Foxtrot?
No, I don't remember Foxtrot. I
It was
don't
like
think
this
we got
blonde
that.
kid with like it was like blonde kid with glasses, but he was like super nerdy, and the author was like a huge weeb and nerd. So it was like all the deep cut references you could think of comic
Uh,
or science fiction.
that sounds like a thing you would like, definitely.
Oh yeah, I was a great one. Garfield was good when I was younger.
Hmm.
That kind of lost its luster.
I guess so. I remember like most of my comics were from the newspapers on Sundays.
Yeah,
So,
the funny strips is what they were called.
yeah, yeah, we had like a little, like at least in the newspaper that we had like a little extension that it was just
Yeah,
a comics strips. So
I mean
yeah,
you also had your classic Peanuts, obviously.
of course we had a
Yeah,
bunch of shit that it was like.
I'm trying to think of what other ones there were.
Well, I don't want to tell the ones that I knew because, like, what's the point? Because they didn't exist here.
Actually, I will say this.
Mm,
In one of the Calvin and Hobbes books,
hmm.
like I think it was like I forget what it was called. It was like it was an anniversary one that the guy made,
Okay.
and it had a forward by Watterson that explained like kind of the history of the comic strip. Like he
Oh,
pulled out like old comics that no one ever heard of, and kind of went down and broke down frame by frame what they were like and what he took from them to establish what he did.
wow.
Yeah, it's I forget what version it is that has it. It was the one where I think Calvin and Hobbes are like posing for a picture and they got their they're making faces. I think it was that one. I can't remember that for the life of me what one it was, but it was really
Mm,
interesting to read as a kid
oh,
even.
well, fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks. I mean, well,
Yeah,
no, that's cool. I mean, there's a lot of
it's
things
cool.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of things that went through as like,
I don't even think they do funny stuff. I mean, okay, first off, if you have a newspaper, first of all, congratulations.
mm-hmm.
Like, if you're still getting a newspaper, I mean, I get it. It's like you want to start your morning with that. I get the routine. But I'm thinking it's like the only strip I would think of that maybe still relevant and not for the reasons that are good is
Mm.
Dilbert.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, yeah, and that guy's like a real Trumper, too, apparently.
Really, that sucks. Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm not going to get any further into that, but I mean, at least he gave us a really kick ass cartoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I don't think I ever see newspapers ever now.
You can see him at like gas stations or stuff like that, but it's most of them
Mo-
are online.
Most of them I see that it's like, oh, just a job once. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
but I think like the funny strip or the comic strip, I don't think they have much space for them, and if they do, they don't show them anymore, and
Mm,
it's kind of a lost art in a way. Like, yeah, you have Penny Arcade that still does them, and a couple of like niche gamer kind of things,
right.
but it's not like there's something about I guess the way it was released. Like it was released once a week, you get like a super gigantic version, and then you would get the one through the week.
Yeah.
But it was basically you're bored at work. You already read all the top stories, so now you just want to kind of see what else is going on. You turn to the
It's
funnies.
it's the thing is that with our mentality right now is like we want news now, 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 information now, 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 now. Like everything is
Yeah.
now, 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 now. So it's like,
But at the same time, there was something about like, I guess chilling at work and all that stuff. You can find strips. I think Doonesbury's even still going. If you don't know what that one is, that's a
No.
real deep cut.
no, that sounds something that I wouldn't know, honestly.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing. But it's like I'm trying to think off the top of my head like ones that I knew, and I'm like, are they still around? Like I could look, but I don't wanna.
It's like I'm too lazy for that shit.
Well, not only that, but anymore also, like the way some websites do it is like they'll just buy like books or like they'll get images
Mm-hmm.
and then replaster them and saying, "Hey, the guy put out new work. Here's the new work."
Damn.
So you really don't know what is new and what is not. I mean, obviously, if you see Calvin and Hobbes, that guy hasn't done shit with it, and might be one of the smartest things he did.
Yeah, it's not. It's for the best, I guess. And in that case,
it's really funny to me because that dude is sitting on a money pit.
Yeah.
Like Watterson, he is sitting on bank if he ever chose to do it. If he just went tomorrow to like fucking Disney, it's like, I want to make a cartoon. He would not have to pitch anything. They would say yes. Even after almost 20 years, maybe even 30 of it being out of publication, they would probably say yes to Calvin and Hobbes without even doing a pitch.
Right?
That's the brand power that guy has.
It's just insane.
He just doesn't want to do it because he feels it dilutes the integrity. And it's funny, you know, we're talking about AI and all that stuff now, and we're talking about artistic merit, and we're talking about quality of work done by humans and everything like that. Right. You could make an argument this guy's been ahead of the curve by like decades.
I feel like right now, intellectual authors, that's the word, right? Intellectual
or property, you mean?
Property or intellectual, depends. They should just like put something in their contract, like the guy that did Back to the Future. Like, you're not remaking this shit. I'm never gonna let you guys do it as long as I fucking live. And the people next to me are gonna keep on doing that so you guys can do something original, you fuckers. Which is the best thing ever.
But it's, I mean, I'm more impressed by the sheer, I think integrity is a good word. This guy has not budged on this, because usually you hear people like, I'm never doing this. George Lucas sells to Disney. I'm never doing this. So-and-so sells to this. This guy has stood firm, and it's like he doesn't, I guess maybe he played his savings right or anything like that. The guy doesn't have to work, or if he does, he's very under the radar.
Maybe.
Like, there was a whole documentary to try and find the author. Like, I'm not talking, oh, well, we're going to go and surprise him. No, we're trying to find if this guy's still alive or not kind of situation.
Oh, God.
Finding Mr. Watterson, I think, is the documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were just trying to find the fucker. And he's just so off the radar.
I feel like it's the best thing he could do. Like, I'm earning, I have a P.O. box, I have an account. Yeah. I don't give two flying fucks about people. Goodbye. It's the dream for an artist, not gonna lie. It's like,
you do know where that guy lives, right? Or did live?
No.
Cleveland.
He was from Cleveland? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, he's living in a bunker.
Matter of fact, when Calvin and Hobbes kind of went off, because I heard about this in a story somewhere, like there was like a half-price books or a local bookstore that he would frequent, and he would go into the section and just draw little doodles inside the books that he had, like his own Calvin and Hobbes books. He would just open it up, take a pen, and just do a quick little doodle and slide it back in. Nobody wiser. So you could have walked out of that place with a custom, but he stopped doing it because people caught wind and were starting to sell them.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You can't have nice things because people are greedy as
but still, it's like the fact that he was doing that and just completely under the radar. Like, imagine some kid is just going in, just wants to get his Calvin and Hobbes. It's like, there's this funny picture in here. And then the parent, that's the same guy.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that think, you know, they're still good in the world. There's still nice people in the world. And then there's those fuckers that resell shit on eBay. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Well, I mean, it all depends. Like, it's like an action figure or something. I kind of get that. You want to flip it at some point.
Oh, well, yeah. You already got the joy of it. If it doesn't give you joy.
Yeah, I guess. But still, yeah, it's like I can kind of see why that guy's demoralized. But it's sort of frightening because everybody seems to crack except that guy. Like, I think that's the one guy that won't budge on the, well, you're not going to use my intellectual property, period.
Stick it up. Stick it up the man, bro.
It's
um,
ironic because it's just very funny to me, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's kind of refreshing.
it is. It is because I feel like everyone caves in at some point. You know.
Yeah. But maybe also it's one of those out of sight, out of mind things. Like, he just walked away from it and he just walked away literally. He doesn't think about it. Like, and he's so
Yeah.
incognito that nobody asks him about it, so it's not on peace of mind. So it's sort of like it's like, I did that in the past. I'm on to other things now.
So it's like it's just that if they got to him and they made him greedy as everyone else,
Yeah.
there's how many? There's a bunch of movies now from Garfield, I guess, and there's coming a new one.
Well,
So it's
Jim
like,
Davis has always been kind of that way. Like, he's the first person that marketed Garfield. Like, he made the original cartoons and shit. So
yeah, no, I understand that, but like, I haven't seen like, for example, Calvin and Hobbes. Like in Cleveland, like the fucking amusement park, they have like
no, he did not license a thing. He
that's
just did the
good.
strips and that's it.
Yeah, he didn't give it anything intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck you guys. No,
Yeah.
this is just
That
gonna say
that
what
that
it is.
that's the surprising thing. Like, even Snoopy was kind of towards the end.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, hell, we had Camp Snoopy at Cedar Point in Cleveland. Like, in Sandusky, Ohio, there was a officially licensed for kids Snoopy exhibition that was ran for that. Like, it was like the kids area for amusement parks,
And you
and it was
can't.
all Peanuts themed.
I gotcha. No,
Yeah.
and I know that they have a new show, or they had a new show. I think a Paramount, or
That was Apple. Apple somehow got
right?
the rights to that.
Yeah, I got no fucking clue. That's the worst place to get. But
You know, we say it's the worst place, and yet they keep trucking along. That's all I'm gonna say.
but you know what? There's something about the movies from Apple that they look like so generic. That's just my opinion.
I remember I watched, what was it, the morning show, like that show,
Mhm.
and it wasn't a bad show. It was actually very good. The one problem I had was, and it's not, I think it was meant to be this way, I did not like any of the characters. They were all assholes. Like, there
Oh,
was no
assholes?
redeeming qualities. Well, it's like, so they based it on kind of like the morning show TV on like ABC, like Today's Show, Good Morning America. They stayed on those type of people,
Mhm.
and it's a very cutthroat industry.
Mhm.
So there's not going to be a redeeming quality to that.
Right.
But it's like, could you at least just, embellish a little so I can like one of these guys?
No, everyone is gonna be an asshole.
Yeah, it was good, but it was just like, I can't do this one, which is odd because I am like all in on news shit all the time, and the fact that kind of made me blink is kind of funny.
That's weird. No, I mean, I'm more into the movie things. I heard good things about the Godzilla thing.
Yeah, I did too.
You can't go bad with Godzilla. But
No, as we found out over the weekend because we did see that movie.
yes, we'll talk in a bit about that.
Mhm.
But like, what was it? Like, I saw one that they did with A24. Oh, Hamlet with fucking Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
That was not good, Brandon. And you know I'm A24 girl. I'll tattoo the fucking A24 in some part of my body at some point.
Yeah.
But it's like, I saw it's like, man, this was bland. Like, it was like, you know that potato salad that your sister sometimes brought to
Yeah.
whatever? That's not what it was. Like, it doesn't have a flavor or anything. What's going on? Put some pepper in it, bro. Something. So, that's how I feel like movies are like kind of bland. Also, I think they came big because of COVID. Because they did a bunch of movies like with big
Possibly.
actors and small money incomes. Like, oh, let's just do. They have like a couple of fucking Tom Hanks movies that I got no fucking clue what they are about. One is about a captain, and the other one is about a robot and a dog or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, but
It's
yeah.
Tom Hanks doing Tom Hanks things.
yeah, my dad saw that one and he's like, "Don't watch it. It's gonna make you feel sad." I mean, it has a fucking dog and a robot. I'm gonna feel sad at some fucking point. So, yeah. But beyond that, it's like I don't see anything profitable coming from that. For my, I tried. I can be a
I
snob.
think when it comes to streaming stuff anymore, streaming's the new cable, guys. Remember how everybody was like, "Oh, we don't need cable anymore."
Yeah, it
You're
is.
doing the same thing now. You
What?
got like I can think off the top of my head, we have what, at least three,
Hmm?
at least.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the original pitch about streaming was, so if you got like Netflix and one other, you can cancel cable and cut your bill in half.
We're paying the same.
We're paying the same now if you include the internet, especially.
So, well, the only one that we're not paying, kind of, sort of, maybe is the Peacock one. It just came with.
Yeah,
Uh,
and well, that thing collects dust.
Prime. Sometimes like, oh, there's shit that I want to watch, and then they put ads. It's like,
And we're after the last couple of deliveries we had. That will be the last we renew of that.
yeah. HBO is bringing good bangers. Yes.
I'll keep HBO just because of last week tonight. Honestly, that's the only reason I even watch it at times.
No. They have my A24 movies that I never watch, that I never get to watch anywhere else. But there's shows that I watch.
Disney
there
Plus.
too.
Disney Plus is actually kind of keepable. It's not just a Simpsons machine anymore. There's actually enough content on there that you can dig around.
Yeah, I watched all the X-Men movies. I didn't finish the third one.
Yeah, but we got X-Men 97.
Yeah,
so
X-Men 97. I forgot. And there's those Star Wars shows that are coming.
Mm-hmm.
That
By the way, the Tales of the Empire.
Ooh, yeah, that looks interesting. And it was really funny that we went to the box lunch and there was a bunch of Sith things. And me, okay, so it's coming.
Look, I just saw it and I was like, oh, Thrawn's in this. Well, I'm watching it now.
Yeah. I kind of like it because it's the starts of that witch girl, the witch one. I thought it was interesting. I like that fucking thing.
Yeah, well, by the way, this is mind blowing to me. I forgot. I've been meaning to tell you this. So you remember Ahsoka, okay?
Yeah.
Do you remember the gold faced guy that was like Thrawn's right hand?
Yes.
That's Amos from The Expanse. That's the actor.
Amos from The Expanse.
The big tanky guy that was just quiet all the time and had a shotgun.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, good God, Thrawn's got Amos. We're all fucked.
They're fucked.
Like, game over. Empire wins.
Interesting. I like that character. The visual of that character looked dope.
Yeah, but it's like I heard his voice and I remember in my head like, why does he sound familiar? And then I found out, I'm like, oh no, the rebellion's screwed. Like the Republic's dead.
Yeah, I hope there's
a whole fucking planet dropped on that guy. They're dead.
So wait, am I correct? The next wave of whatever is gonna be the movies?
I'm not 100% sure. I think I think I saw yesterday that like the Mandalorian movie that they're talking about comes out in 26. So we got a year of that.
Oh, okay.
So I would imagine there has to be a TV show or something between now and then.
Well, there's gotta be shit. I'm not even worried about it. There's that other thing that we saw that we forget is coming with Jedis and shit.
That, I saw that and I'm like, okay, I see where they're going with this, but there's just something bland about it. I can't put my finger on it, but it's like I don't feel high nor low. I'm not like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. Oh, this is gonna be great. I'm just like,
it looks generic. It looks generic, doesn't it? That's my word. That's my word from it. It's like,
and it's. I mean, I like Carrie Ann Moss. I think she's actually rather talented on the action side of things, which is something I never thought I'd say in my life, but here I am.
Okay.
No, but I mean, she did the Matrix movies and all that, but still, it's like they brought somebody in that knows things, so clearly something's working there. Right. But it's like I don't feel a pull. I don't feel like a. So with Ahsoka, I was like, okay, I feel a pull. With Mandalorian, I didn't at first, so I mean, I will say that one I had to warm up to, but I warmed up pretty quickly.
Right.
So I'm not saying no to this, but it's just, if you told me right now that it's streaming, I'd be like, I'll get to it at some point.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same thing as the Andor thing that we never watched.
We watched like one episode, and I think we were just tired or we just didn't give a shit. I'm not sure which.
I think it was a bit of both.
Yeah.
And I am a Diego Luna fan. It's like, I like him, but
I heard a lot of great things about it, but it's just like, ugh.
I think we outstarted wars ourselves. And then it came to Mandalorian. It's like, this is fine.
I need to finish the Bad Batch, too. I keep forgetting about that one.
How my brother's watching that shit.
So. I enjoy it. It's just I forgot it was out. I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that's the curse of Disney power. It's like, you have it readily available, but you get so overwhelmed that you stop caring after a bit.
To be brutally honest, right now we're more into the X-Men boat. So
Oh, I've always been more of it. If you had to choose between comic books and like comic books and Star Wars, I'm going to comic book 90% of the time.
I gotcha. It's look. I know what you're gonna say. It's
Hmm?
weird for me to rewatch the X-Men movies. It's just
No, it's
weird.
not.
No, it's weird. For me, it's like, I mean, it brings me back to the older days. It's like I was young when I was watching those.
I just remember you're like, I'm watching X-Men 3, and I literally texted you, just read the Krakoan era stuff I got in the fucking box. It's a lot better.
I was like, I remember the first minutes from that. It's like, oh my god, Brandon, the makeup. But you know what? Ian McKellen does look like that. Now that I've seen movies of him where he was actually not an old man perpetually, and he does look like that. It's like, wow, they actually nailed the makeup. So
I think the best thing that happened in that movie was when Magneto starts his little siege against the humans,
yeah,
and Magneto like holds a few of them back, and they're like, "What are you doing? We should go attack." He's like, "In chess, the pawns go first," and it's like he just sacrificed waves of people to make his point.
oh yeah, he's like, I kind of wanted to watch that one because I kind of want to watch First Class. That's kind of what I want to do.
I was gonna say you don't need to watch them in order of release.
Mira, Brandon, I want to watch them. That's my torture from this month. Okay? Are we clear with that?
I find it funny that it's like one TV show in the 1990s managed to nail the Dark Phoenix and two movies haven't.
Yeah, the Dark Phoenix one from the second wave of whatever, it wasn't that good. It was not.
Which is funny because it's like it's almost like so I think it's partly because of the 90s series. Again, we have to go back to that. That's like a tentpole because for those of you that are not old enough to remember, i.e., you were born in the 90s, but after 95, that was for my generation and for Illy's. That was like appointment television. It's like, dude, did you see what the fuck Gene did last week?
Bro, we used to be like, oh my god, X-Men, and my parents and my family members used to have like big family things at my grandmother's house, and she had cable, and we all sat and watched on Fox that shit. Like all the cousins. It was like the greatest times ever.
Like I remember when so back then they had like I think it was around the time they were going to start releasing like the new season of shows and all that.
Right.
And Friday night, because it was a death slot for them usually, Fox for some reason that year put two shows on the Friday nights for like the next 2 weeks.
Right.
One of them was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
And the other was X-Men. Now, the two stories that were done in these were for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This was the introduction of Lord Zed in primetime television.
Wow.
And then for X-Men, this followed right behind there, by the way. They kicked off the Shi'ar saga.
Oh, wow.
Like when that alien ship crash landed and Deathstrike's trying to open it up, that was the story that kicked it off. And I remember it vividly ending with, coming soon, the Dark Phoenix saga. And it's like, I had no idea what that story was or what was the ramifications that were going to come of that. But you just knew when you saw that scene, like, shit's about to happen. You don't know how, but something's about to go down.
I mean, I don't remember a lot of that. I think I remember more of the moments that I experienced watching that show.
Yeah, no, I get that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, that was... Oh, hello, Allison Bella. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the show. We are doing great. We're just
How can this be for the
BSing
greater
about
good?
and we have a new follower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome in. I'm very confused.
As am I. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Oh, they follow you on Twitter? This is so confusing.
We will... I gotta kind of check some stuff here, but I don't see why we should be able to.
Oh.
Wow, okay. Now we're really getting chatty. Your all-time favorite game. Illy, go ahead. You start first.
All-time favorite?
Yeah.
Jesus. I didn't expect this.
On the spot. I don't know.
I've been playing Animal Crossing since the end of times. How about that?
On your spot, on your spot. Yeah, I just had to play that one because it was just funny.
Yeah, I guess Animal Crossing is one of my favorites. So far.
Mine.
You, Brandon. You, Brandon. You,
Yeah,
Brandon. I got really stressed.
yeah, I noticed. Gotta go a little more old school here and say Super Metroid.
Oh, that's an obvious one.
Yeah, well, if you know me. If you don't know me, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm too cute.
I'm
Now,
psychotic.
honestly, I didn't think about it. Castlevania X.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
The Rondo of Blood edition.
yeah, that just like why didn't I say that? I think I panicked.
It's okay, we'll give you a redo. That's fine.
Yeah,
It's all hunky dory.
yay, yay. We're old farts. That's why. That's why we're old farts. Old classic farts. Man, I still remember that I rented that game. I never owned it.
Yeah, you never owned it.
Always wanted to buy it, but my parents didn't have monies back in the day.
It happens.
And then I never thought about buying it. Does that make sense?
I guess. Yeah, it's well. Also, you moved on to other things at that point, like
Yeah, I think the things that I started to fucking get into was more Silent Hill and that kind of stuff when I started having my own money and that kind of crap. So that's hung behind. So yeah.
Yeah. No offense, we were just kind of out of the blue with that one. Great question, though. Great question. Thank you for joining the cult. If you guys are enjoying what you got so far, don't be afraid to give us a follow as well. We're obviously very interactive with the chat.
Yeah, it happened so quick. Looks like it's. I don't know. Let's see her in the chat. I'm being like very. What was that?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Okay,
Oh
anyway.
boy. Anyway.
So talking about actually let's go on. Let's move on. We played Stellar Blade last week on the channel. We did the demo.
Work.
Huh?
That fucking lady could walk. Miles.
I'm too sexy for my game. Too sexy for my game. So sexy it hurts.
It did hurt. Every time she felt like, why are you going so low? You shouldn't like jump and go
I've never seen somebody do like a jump squat in a game before. That's why I was kind of like, wow. I mean, cool. I mean, commitment to the bit, but
oh my fucking knees hurt just by seeing her doing that. Like, oh my god, just like, oh okay.
Yeah.
My god, I've been hearing crazy things about the way of adapting your character and dressing her up and all that stuff.
Well, by the way, I did find out. I read something about like remember there's that skin suit variation.
Yeah.
That has no shielding. That's hard mode.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
okay.
I heard that like if the more naked you are, the more it gets horrible because you don't have shield. I mean, oh my god.
I have to ask the question here.
Well,
what are they committing to? Like, were they at one point going like, well, what if we just make her completely nude? Like, like was there a concept stage of that? You know what I mean?
They probably did that, bro. I saw a lot of comments about that fucking game. The game is fun. It looks fun.
It's not bad. It's very near Automata. It's very Bayonetta-y. And I don't say those are bad things. Also, I know a lot of people like kind of viewed the aesthetics and the sexualization of the girl, which I think that's all interpretation on that point of the sexualization.
Uh-huh.
But it's like the guy even said it's like, hey, why the fuck not?
Honestly, I was shocked with all the blood and gore. I'm like, yes, they did a game for me. They did a game for me, Brandon. It has girls. Cute girls.
Possibly magical.
Magical fucking girls suffering in gore. This is all I ever wanted.
Korean made, so you know the horror is gonna go up.
Yeah. Like those first minutes, I was like, oh, what the fuck? She just lost an arm. What the fuck? What's going on? Oh my god! It's like, this is all I ever wanted.
Yeah. So honestly, we're probably going to pick it up. I'm not even going to lie there. I think it's the demo impressed me enough. I want to kind of see some reviews before I go running out to buy it, but I'll probably have those before I even buy it. So,
Right.
and that's just more. It's like I'm pretty much a lock. It's more. I just want to kind of confirm what I'm thinking, type of thing. It's like I'm not trusting the reviewers. It's like I had a taste. I like what I heard, but
You like
still
what you saw.
hesitant. Yeah, still hesitant. No, you liked what you saw. I was like, hey, this ain't bad gameplay, and you're like, that ass, man, that ass.
My bisexual ass started attacking me mentally. Now, look, honestly, I thought that like everyone was talking way too much of the sexualization of the thing, but that doesn't mean anything if it's a good game.
Oh,
know?
yeah. I mean, like I said, Bayonetta is a very sexualized character, but she revels in it. That's kind of the joke.
Somebody was saying like, "Oh, it's just that you do this and like, oh my god, this game is only for gay people." Like, do you know that the end of the fucking game, like she has a kid with that one dude? It was like,
Okay, I did, but thanks.
didn't you play it?
I wasn't paying that close attention to the demo. Like, I wasn't paying attention to the plot. I was just playing a game.
No, I'm talking about Bayonetta.
Okay. I thought we were talking about
No,
Stellar
no,
Blade.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on in
Oh,
Stellar Blade. No,
yeah.
no, no. I'm talking about Bayonetta.
Yeah, and honestly, the best Bayonetta is still 2. I'm still of that opinion.
I gotcha.
Yeah, 3 was kind of like, it was okay, but I was like, this feels incomplete. Like, it feels like there was a leg we missed.
Maybe they rushed it. I'm not sure.
Well, considering it was in development for how many years? Like, I don't know.
No.
There were some gameplay tweaks I was not impressed by, but I mean, look, they try something new. I don't begrudge them that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that to that.
Yeah.
But with Stellar Blade, it's like I find it funny all the movements that she does, and it's like it is obvious fan service stuff. Like we talked about the jump. It's like no human being jumps like that.
No, she's a magical girl. She has all the right to jump as pretty and as skanky as she can.
Yeah, I
That's-
guess. But it was more like just I've never seen a game animation like that. And it's like this came out. It's like I can see why people are saying this is sexualized, but it's like it's actually not. But it's very funny.
Yeah, it is. It's more about what is she gonna do next? Oh my god, what is she gonna do next? I mean,
It's very Korean. It wears its Koreanness on its shoulder, and it doesn't even hide it.
hardcore, like in a good way. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was complaining about that. Like, oh my god, she's so sexy and ways. Have you ever seen a Korean person? Have you ever seen one in the wild?
Nope.
A
Apparently not.
real Korean person looks exactly like that bitch. She doesn't look exactly like any Korean girl wants to look like.
It's
So-
what they want to look like.
Well, believe me, I saw that army of Korean. What was it like the
Robots?
the fly
Yeah.
attendants? They
Yeah, I know
all
what you're
looked. It was like seeing Rei Yanami copy
Clones, yeah.
paste. Yeah, it was so freaky.
I
But
think
that's
the
how
thing
they
that-
look.
I think the thing that throws me off more than anything with the game I played
Mhm.
was okay. Girl's clearly Korean.
Mhm.
Girl walks like a model.
Mm-hmm.
Posh British accent out of nowhere. It's just like there's too many things. That's like that one is what destroyed me. It's like I hear Daphne talking at a fucking game. It's like whoa.
I think there's a reason for that because they didn't really want them to have like an American accent. They want them to be a bit more
Oh
sophisticated.
no, I don't mind that, but it was more just the jarringness of it.
Oh, oh wow, she has a British accent. Cool.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. It's
Yeah.
not the stereotype. It's not making it different. I'm cool with all that. It's just like kind of. It's like a whiplash effect going on.
Yeah, it was like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's really just that. It's not a knock. And the game itself, I played the mechanics side of this. Illy just oogled at her ass.
Oh my god, shut up. I did look at how it plays. Don't
I know. I'm
don't
just being a
say-
smart ass. Look, it's not very often a guy can kind of make these comments because it's usually the other way around.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. What?
Keep going, whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
were gonna say.
Yeah. But from what I played of the mechanics, like, there's a parry system. It's very Dark Souls-like, as we noted in the demo when we played it.
Yeah.
Just the controls take a little bit to kind of get a handle on, I'm thinking. That's the only complaint I have on the gameplay side of it that I was able to tell.
Yeah, it looked like it's like convoluted, and you're gonna be learning the abilities as it go.
I feel it's more a platinum style kind of thing where it's like it's a system that it's like really easy to understand but difficult to master.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm impressed with it. I'm impressed with how much was in that demo. It's a meaty little demo.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like we also got like a very cut and edited version of the game. Like I feel like there's a more
Yeah.
story introduction at the start.
Yeah, I dig the little camps that she had for like chilling. I like that
Mhm.
it's like, well, I have my cokes, my music, and my little chair, and I'm just gonna sit there and think about things that happened.
Yeah.
It's like, that's such a chick thing. That is what we do. That is exactly what we do. Like we come, we sit after a long day and just think about things. It's like
And contemplate.
we contemplate about death. That's such a chick thing. 10 out of 10.
Meanwhile, it's like Final Fantasy. If you see a guy in a place by himself, it's just we immediately start doing squats according to Final Fantasy. Like, we just start doing squats in the ground and just kind of getting our rhythm down and get practicing our squats, so our
What?
abs are awesome.
You're talking about that's what fucking Cloud does when you're not moving?
No, I'm talking like so. It's more the Zack. It's more the Zack character, but
No.
that's we're getting into spoiler territory on that one, so we're gonna shut up on that side of it. But like in the Crisis Core game, like whenever he was like in a room by himself and he had nothing to do, he would just start doing squats.
That's such a twink kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
And I'm like, really,
no.
really, we're doing this?
It's like I am too pretty. I need to look buff. It's like you go.
I don't think it was more he was trying to be buff. He was trying to stay active and alert. Like he doesn't get his muscles tensed up, so if he's in a moment's notice type of thing.
That's fucking
Fury.
Sephiroth. That's like fucking like I just exist and I get buff. I don't know
Sephiroth is that main antagonist power. That's all.
Yeah, main antagonist. You need to look dark and sexy. Has that ass showed up anymore?
Illy, I just got through a bunch of mini games. I'm barely getting into the plot again.
I've been waiting for a month for that. A month. You know how that feels? It's terrible.
Go play the Stellar Blade demo.
No, but I want that ass. That one specifically.
Go play the Stellar Blade demo.
Sephiroth's fucking butt.
I feel like that was somebody that edited something that's not actually in there. I hate to break it to you.
No. It's gotta be there. It's gotta be there.
All right. Well, if it gets there, I will pause the game, wake you up from your sleep when you're sleeping.
Wake
I'll
me
probably
up
playing
and
with your
fucking,
sleep.
like, Illy, get up. I'm gonna be like the little kids that get up. We're going back home, or like we're here at grandma's, and you're like has like the fucking eyes like closed, like.
And I'm just sitting there like, was this worth it? Was this worth it?
It was, and like next day that I come in at 4 in the morning, I was like, "Why are you sleeping?" I saw that ass.
My husband slept on the couch that night. It was just easier.
He didn't want to talk to me. He just brought me and threw me. All this shit for that. Yes.
I mean, I just find it funny. If you open up the collector's edition art book, it's like Tifa's swimsuit, will be generous and call it. It is like right there.
I like Tifa's outfit. It's cute. Honestly, I thought it was cute. It's more cuter the one from Aerith. Aerith is like, that's all the frills. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, but it's like, wow, can we like sexualize this girl further? Jesus.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, and they're finding ways.
It's like, well, you're not gonna stop us.
And I hate to say it, I can't really argue with them either. I'm like,
there
this
you go.
Is fine.
So let us be clear with this. I'm more of a butt girl. Brandon is more of a boob girl. Kind of the guy. Right?
Yes, I am a guy. Thank you.
Yes. Brandon likes boobs. I like butts. That's simple as that. Simple as that. It's so easy. Yet here we are together forever.
Mm-hmm. And if you like what you heard, please give us a follow here on the channel. It's not always sexual.
I mean, we're trying here, for the love of God.
I'm actually impressed we've gone almost an hour and 20 minutes and kind of got this going.
Just
That's
fucking vamping. I've been drinking water because honestly, I got no clue. I'm just getting anxious. Oh God! Even the cats know that it's a bad night.
It's not a bad night.
Oh my God!
We've done a lot worse than this.
Yeah. Oh well.
So since we are kind of like doing some vamping here, we should. How's the project seasons going? I know we haven't. We keep kind of mentioning it, but it's been a bit.
Um, I finished writing it. I'm waiting for the
Hmm.
editor.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's she honestly texted me earlier telling me like, well, I kinda need to read all this shit because now I don't know who's who in me. It's been a while. I moved on from that one. I'm doing the illustrations on the side because they
Uh
need
huh.
to be done. So I'm just waiting on that, really. I'm trying to put more my like I'm doing more illustrations for the future on the dominant ones because I want them to look just
Yeah, it's more
nice.
concept at that point. We haven't even like put that to paper yet, in a sense.
Yeah, no. I mean, it isn't. It isn't. I feel like,
Yeah. Yeah.
huh?
No, we are editing it. We are editing it. We're in the process of editing. Like the first part of the story is done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the tease. I'm not trying to be difficult here. That is the tease.
Yeah.
But I have written all that. So now it's just like connecting, touching up, punching up where I need to, making sure subplots connect where they need to connect,
Mm-hmm.
and we're getting there.
I
Uh,
honestly like. I feel like it's gonna be all right with you. You know,
yeah,
I have a bit
because
more experience.
yeah. Also, at the same time, I am psychotically prepared about this world. Like I have built this world from the ground up, so it's like I know where every piece falls. So it's for me easy. It's like,
It's
oh no, this doesn't happen because we need this to happen, and then this and this and this and this, and boom, boom.
it's a great story. Like I enjoy reading it. So, mm, let's
Yeah,
see.
you'll laugh, you'll cry, you might get aroused. That's fine on the picture end. Not even gonna lie about that. Um,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden we are just gonna break your hearts.
Yes, we're gonna break them. Well, he's gonna break them. He already did mine. I'm like still healing from the process.
Yeah. Like again, the elevator pitch to the dominant ones is always come for the sex, stay for the surprisingly interesting plot.
Because it is. It is. Like I'm still baffled because the concept was so dumb and I came up with it. It's like I can do something with that. Me what? It's like so I came up with this fucking deep end story. Me what? That's literally what happened. You can't say no.
Well, like I said, it's like I have said it before. You show me a concept of some of the characters. I'm like, okay, I can make this work, and this work, but these three need to do this, and then this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Like I had the entire blueprint pretty much in 5 minutes of where we were going on a rough battle plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you're working on another story that you will not be touching for a little bit because I need you to focus on this one.
No,
But I've already,
yeah, I got you. And I honestly, I felt like I hit a wall with that one, so I think it's the best where I can move on with something else.
but even then, it's like I've done that, and it's like I already like said, like we were talking about. It's like, oh, we can go here because I can do this, this, and this, and then we connect with this, and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And it's like in 5 seconds, I get Illy's got an idea, and I'm like, okay, let me hear the idea. Okay, we gotta do this, this, and then we can make this, and then we got a story. Like I am literally just like concocting this out of thin air.
Yeah, he opens his mouth and shit comes that is like glitter and greatness. It's like, how do you do this?
I think we had some people we were working with, and they kind of told me some of the stories they were doing. I was like, oh, well, you need to kind of tighten this up, and you need to kind of do this. And they were looking at me like, how do you know all this stuff? I'm like, oh, it just kind of makes sense to me.
Some people have the gift. You
I
have
guess.
the gift. You have the shinin.
I have the shitting. Is that it?
Yeah, the shinin. But the shitting for writing because I am bad at writing. Well,
I do all right.
I feel like once I started reading like my stories, like, well, I could honestly fix some parts that make more sense now because I grew as a writer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
And meanwhile, me, you're sitting there reading mine. You're gonna go, I got nothing. Why am I trying?
well, they did. I mean, I did brought you a couple of comments that somebody else says, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't think about that.
I know that. I get that, and that's why we have a controlled release because we have an outsider looking in from. Because it's one thing when you're a writer, and this is true of anything you do. When you're involved with something so intensely, when it comes time to actually give it to the world, you should have somebody you trust look at it because you're looking at it from the inside. And if you want this to work, you need to have an outsider's perspective to kind of course correct because you may be too deep in the trenches to get it.
Also,
Whereas that
there's
outside influence would be like, oh, I gotta rein it back.
also there's like shit ton of characters on that one of yours. Shit
Yeah,
tons.
yeah, and well, yeah, we can't get too much into that because I can't talk about it on air because that reveals some
No,
of the
no, no.
plot.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a
Yeah,
lot of characters. That's real. That's for true.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is, that's probably the biggest set of characters I've actually written with. Because when I write stories, otherwise, I usually have like maybe 2 or 3 characters in a scene. And this one, yeah, I can have up to a 5. I
Yeah,
absolutely agree.
yeah,
And that's not counting like the public or the world at large or anything like that.
right.
It's a mammoth cast, and it's like I know some people have said like you could write it from a perspective thing, but I think the story, the way it's built, you can't do that with this one
Yeah.
because there's so much moving parts that it's like you can't have one character because that one character could do something, but the other character you need to do that scene is not in his perspective, so therefore you can't do anything with that scene now because you're just focused on that,
Right.
which adds more. Which adds, now you have to make a whole different chapter from that different perspective, and you're creating redundancy.
Well,
Like you can tell if you have one scene potentially in the story has like potentially 3 different viewpoints, and I understand that's a lot for people to take in.
uh-huh.
And yes, you could do it from each character's point of view,
Mhm.
but at that point, it kind of goes into the Last of Us 2 situation. Where you want to get to the big thing that you just found out happened, but you have to now spend the next 3 chapters getting the different perspectives of the other characters before getting to that.
I didn't do that, though.
No, I'm not saying you did. I'm talking the story we're talking about. Not
Oh no,
yours.
yeah. No, it's I already know what's going on and what's going to.
Mm-hmm.
Although the newer things, I'm going in blind. But
Yeah.
on my stories, I try to like. I feel like as I write is as I go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I noodle my ideas while I'm working because my brain is disconnected from
Yeah.
reality, and that's how I get my ideas. So
Well, on my end, it's sort of like I kind of like having a rough guidepost. So it's like if you're driving somewhere, like let's say you're driving to Walmart. Okay, let's say I gotta go to Walmart, for example.
okay,
There's a lot of things that can happen from when you pull out of your driveway to Walmart
hmm
that will affect your travel. Crashes, people walking, maybe just traffic patterns.
right,
So I know I'm going. So for story purposes, I know I'm going to Walmart. Now, how I get to Walmart is a different matter. That's where the plot to me comes. But I have a start point and I have an end point. And what I usually do is if I have the characters developed well enough, which I kind of hope I do usually,
kinda.
I let the characters guide it, and then I can work with the plot from there.
Right. Okay.
So that's how I kind of view it.
It's usually how it goes. Like, if you want to start a story, you have a rough idea how it starts, you have a rough idea how it goes, you have a rough idea how it ends. Right?
Or you get lost where nobody knows how it's going to end and they just made it up the entire time.
Yeah, it's like that fucking Attack on Titan thing.
Oh, I think the guy had an ending in mind.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just-
no. I feel like he's been working on that shit. Like, no, let's make it work. Because it's a full circle on that shit. Like, man, talk about, like, development and a good story.
Attack on Titan is a show that it's like, I get fascinated by it, not because of the plot. I mean, the plot is great. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of it, and I think it stuck the landing.
Mm-hmm.
What I get fascinated by is just the sheer execution of it, because a lot of things have to fall into place, like in time of that story, to make everything connect.
Yeah.
And it is a flawless execution. Like,
Yeah.
if you're looking at it from a writer's perspective, it is like this dude hit every note, no complaints. It's kind of like Gargoyles, the original Gargoyles, not counting Goliath Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
I dare you to find a plot hole. You will have a hard time. I'm not saying that there aren't any, and I'm not saying there aren't any in Attack on Titan, but you really have to dig to find them.
Right. I get you.
So in execution stuff, it's like you got to give credit where credit's due. Even Stephen King would probably be like, "I got nothing."
Yeah, well, honestly, look. Speaking of Stephen King, everyone talks about like he's the greatest guy ever, but I feel like most of his early works, the ones that work, he was fucking drunk as fuck, and that's his way. You okay?
I kind of feel, I just dropped something. I kind of feel that way about Gaiman in a sense. Like everybody like worships at the altar of Neil Gaiman,
Uh huh.
and I have read his work. I
Mhm.
have seen his work on video and all that stuff.
Uh huh.
I remember watching. He did an episode of Doctor Who that everybody thought was like amazing, and I walked away every time like I don't get it.
Hmm.
I don't see the appeal. I actually find the guy very full of himself.
Yeah, you said that. You said that.
But at the same time, I have no right to say anything. Well, I have a right to say anything because it's my opinion. But at the same time, I can't fault him because clearly whatever he's doing has made him money. And clearly he has a career from it. So whatever he's doing it right.
It's like, well, with Gaiman, he did the Coraline one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I read the book after I saw the movie. The movie is
Mm-hmm.
better. It's better executed. The movie, so, because there's so much feeling in the book. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's I read American Gods, that was like his like masterwork at one point, I believe, and he considered that like one of his
Opus.
high notes. Yeah, and there was a lot of really cool ideas in that story, and I like the idea of like these are gods that are no longer worshipped or something,
Uh
and
huh.
so they're living in modern society because they lost the power of their faith.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and they go to this like abandoned amusement park or something,
Okay.
and they explain in the book, they show the scenes of the gods as they used to be, like they're in their human form, but their
Mhm.
shadows above them are their actual true form,
Oh, okay.
which is a great visual for your mind to play with. Like it's like these people are still like badasses, but it's like they've taken mortal form, but the badass is still there.
Hmm.
And it's like you can only see it in the shadows when they want to show it, and it's like they do have power still, even if they don't have a lot of fit people in their faith.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like Anasazi, the spider god from Africa, is a big one in there.
Ah, okay.
Odin is one of the main characters, and he's like his character kind of reminds me of like a con man in a sense, which if you read the story makes a lot of sense. I think they have Shiva in there, like the Indian god Shiva,
Yeah.
or the
Okay.
a female equivalent of that.
Uh
And
huh.
they see her, and it's like you just see this old frail woman, like picture Avasarla from The Expanse, but then she's like this mammoth monster of power in the shadows.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like I like that. I was like, these are really cool ideas. I like the visual appeal of this.
Mhm.
And then then you get more into the story, and it's like the story. It's like you just wasted all this time to get to this one stupid scene that would have like shaved half the book off if we had just got it done already.
Hmm.
You paint this really interesting world that's got a lot of ideas, and you paint like new gods coming up, like the internet is considered a god, or like media is considered a god by this world's laws.
Okay.
So imagine like a media god. Like
Oh,
how
that'd be
powerful they'd
crazy.
be now. Yeah,
Mhm.
like we worship media, so they have a hell of a lot more power than say Odin would right now.
Wow.
Okay, because it's all based on your faith. It's all based on people giving you faith power.
Right. Okay.
So, and it's like, it was really cool concepts, and there was a lot of really good ideas of like the old gods maybe being overthrown by the new gods, or like, the resistance kind of. So we're getting into Greek mythology in a weird way with the Titans, to even downright new god stuff from Jack Kirby if we want to go deep diving.
But I
And then
thought
they make it this really stupid, simple story.
I was gonna say it, but I thought that you said it was a shitty story. The concept is good, but the story is shitty. That's what you're saying.
The ending makes it all irrelevant.
Ah, I
So,
understand. It's
yeah,
like
and it's like,
I get you.
it's a shame.
I get you because it's the same thing with Coraline. The ending was kind of like okay, like
Yeah.
there's really like, so did you beat her or you're gonna keep with her? What's going on here? So
And honestly, Neil Gaiman, great comedic timing on that guy. Like I remember he was in The Simpsons, and he was like, "And I don't know how to read, and I write millionaire books," stuff like that. Like he's got a great sense of humor about him. Like he's a guy that you can have a drink with at the bar and probably have a blast.
I
But his
don't
actual
doubt it.
work, eh,
Well, it's not your cup of tea.
no, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. For every one of me, there's another person that likes him. That's fine. We're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah, that's kind of why opinions exist.
Indeed, they do.
Even though that there's people like, no, your opinion is bad. It's like, oh, I don't care. My opinion is whatever.
Yeah, yeah. That's fandoms in general right now, and I still don't get that. I still don't understand that. Like, look, I know I get a little pretentious sometimes, and it's like, oh, well, you don't watch that. I watch this. We all do. Everybody does. That's how we are. Everybody has that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, we
We're allowed to have those moments. But, and I hate to go back to the old well, but it's like the Star Wars fans, it's like, I don't know what the hell happened, because it's like they do have good things.
Mhm.
But if it's not, it's like for some reason, whether we did it or our parents did it, I'm not really sure, but we hold the original three movies in such high regard that it's nigh
Yes.
impossible. Because, look,
No. Okay. Go
well,
ahead.
I'll say this. If you, I'm not taking away, I have a lot of good memories of these movies. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But if you ever actually started to look at them critically, they're rather flawed.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I've looked at it's like you can see things, but it's like it doesn't take the amusement out of there. But it's like they're not infallible, and that's where I feel like a lot of people in that fandom kind of get into a problem of it's like, well, in the original movies, it's like the series has expanded beyond that by now. You kind of have to make peace with that.
Right.
It's
Fine.
like, what's up?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead. Go
Uh,
on.
it's like if we stop caring about comics after the Holy Trilogy from Fantastic Four with Galactus. Like,
Mhm.
if we didn't move on from Galactus, this is like, okay, guys, we're done. Pack it up. This is the best we're gonna do.
I mean, oh, speaking of that, there's gonna be a new. Well, they pick who's gonna be Silver Surfer on.
Yeah, I've heard a little about that. I didn't read too much into it because of one simple reason.
What?
Has it been confirmed officially?
Yes, it is. It's a chick.
Okay, so yeah, it's actually the original Silver Surfer's girlfriend, if I'm correct. Blah, really butchered that
Okay.
word.
Oh.
And that's not a bad thing. I don't really care
Uh huh.
because it's an adaptation of a comic book.
Yo,
If you really are that,
I don't
yeah.
care anymore. I don't care anymore about the Fantastic Fours. It's gonna show up and it's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. Let's just keep it like that.
I think it's got a good. If they kind of stick to the '60s vibe, which is what they're kind of hinting at,
Mhm.
I think this one may actually make it. I think this one has a good chance. I'm not a Fantastic Four guy, but like I said, lean into the cheese. You will get so much appeal out of this. It's not even funny.
Yeah. I
'Cause-
honestly don't know what's going
Yeah.
on there.
Because nobody's gonna like the actual Reed Richards in the comics. Because Reed Richards in the comics now is a raging asshole.
Yes, he is. Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, and that's also depending on which Reed Richards we get. Because if you go with the Ultimate one, well, he fucked an entire universe because he just didn't want superpowers.
Right.
Yeah. If we go with the current comic one, well, yeah, basically him and Doom are just in a constant battle for Sue's affection, it seems.
For
Which is
who?
just
Oh,
weird.
For Sue. For Sue. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, because in Secret Wars, Doom took Sue Storm as his wife, like in the altered world, and like Reed Richards was like exiled. He's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Okay.
Yeah, and that, like there's a whole like basically it's just Doom and Richards at the end of the day, and yeah, it's like there's a lot of interesting concept of the Fantastic Four, but Reed Richards is not one of them.
I feel like we always end up talking about something from Marvel.
Well, it's kind of working lately for them. So look at DC. They're doing whatever DC's doing right now. When the only thing people are worried about is like, well, is James Gunn going to do this? And James Gunn even came out and said, guys, my antagonists are Lex Luthor. What do you expect right now?
Like, honestly, I won't know anything. I can't say anything. I can't worship the. I will not kiss the floor he touches, he steps on. Like, I feel like you're giving too much credit for a person.
I
Yes.
am waiting and seeing what's going to come from that.
That's where I'm at. Like, oh,
Yeah.
let's see a trailer first before we say. I don't want him to turn like DC into like the Snyderverse thing that everyone was like.
So I think I don't think James Gunn. First off, remember, James Gunn is a very public figure.
Mhm.
For better or worse, he is the head guy in charge of DC Comics movies right now.
Yeah.
And he has two jobs.
Mhm.
Well, actually, he has three. He has to direct a Superman movie.
Yeah.
He has to build a universe.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, since these movies are not coming out till next year, he has to keep people aware of them in public awareness for the next year.
Which is tiresome. I get it.
It's, yeah, tiresome for us and probably very tiring for him.
Yeah.
To be honest. So I kind of cut him a lot of slack simply because he has to keep the interest going. Because If you don't have the interest when the trailer comes, then DC, especially now under Warner Brothers, who will pull the plug over the stupidest thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking a tight. He's trying to keep it visible in the public and keeping the engagement going for better or worse
Mm-hmm.
to make sure he has a job at the end of next year. And I don't fault him for that. I think he's one of. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think he's just trying to do his job and keep the funds coming in so we can get this done.
I think so. And now, I, I think everyone is kind of pissed off of how the last fucking thing ended, like the last DC phase, if that's called a phase.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about general, because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I saw that last Aquaman movie, and it was.
To be perfectly honest, when it comes to those types of movies, and we can't do this because it's sacred timeline shit. That's what I always call this stuff. People can't move on from it when DC is like notorious for like, hey guys, this isn't working. Hit the red button so we can start over again then.
You know what? That's the thing that I don't like about certain things. That's a way of working that I don't like. Like, oh, this is not working. Erase it. Let's do something else.
To be fair, when they used to do this, they also had dug themselves into a hole with the multiverse. So basically, because fans have to have the original article because, they're a spoiled lot. We are at the end of the day. They had to make all these different universes, so it's like, oh, well, you want to read about the original Superman, will go to Earth 1. You want to read the Superman that's a Nazi, go to Earth, 73. It's like, you had to, they buried themselves because they didn't make an Elseworld type thing, which they eventually did. I'm talking original Crisis stuff.
Right.
So when they got to that point, even the writers were like, I'm getting tired of this. I can't fucking write a story because it's not in this universe, but I have to work with this character that's only in this universe, but I can't do it here because it doesn't make sense in that universe. And then somebody went, well, why don't we just blow it up and start it all over again? And that's how you got Crisis on Infinite Earths. It was both a celebration of, I believe at that point, 50 almost years of DC Comics, and starting new at the same time. So Crisis is a watershed in comic books simply because it did the impossible. It rebooted the DC universe into one cohesive universe. Now, it has since expanded and expanded again. It's gone back and forth like a whoop, 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 whoop.
Right.
But that's DC's biggest folly, is its best curse, is the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Because if it ever gets too convoluted, they can just go reboot it. Marvel Comics has done the same thing. The only difference is they waited a long-ass time to do it, and then they did it, and then people didn't like it, so they just went, never mind all that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So that's DC's best gamble, is to just reboot everything, but how fans are, and it's like, if it doesn't touch the sacred timeline, then it's inferior, even though to make the thing work, we have to start from scratch.
Okay.
But at the same time, I do kind of get the fatigue of, we gotta sit through another Batman origin, or we gotta sit through another Superman origin. That I get. We all know the story now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want that again. Like, we've seen that. I don't want to. Like, in the movie.
Okay, go ahead.
In the movie realm, it's like, well, the Keaton one, that was one. Then there was the Snyder one. That was two.
Yeah, but to be fair, when it comes to, okay, so we'll take Batman and Superman on this one. The last time they made a reboot of Superman was Man of Steel. Before that, we had just the Christopher Reeve movies. And yes, I'm counting the Brandon Routh ones in there too, because the one he did was basically a continuation.
Yeah. It was a continuation, yeah. No, it's part of the thing.
So if you go by that, we're looking at 25, 30 years between movies. That's a justifiable excuse.
No, it wasn't 25 years.
It was longer than that.
God, no. Well...
Nope, the original Superman movie came out in the 70s.
Oh, well, I'm talking about the last movie from that, but, when did that Brandon one came out?
2000s.
So it wasn't 20 years. 10, maybe.
No, I am talking from original Superman Donner to Man of Steel.
Ah, okay. And before that, there was that show. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Lois and Clark?
No, I'm talking about the old one, the black and white.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I'm saying, it's like, I can understand the time frame. We all knew the Superman story, but it's like I get why they did Man of Steel the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it made sense. Batman. Well, the last Batman break we had was Batman Begins, and the last one before that was Batman and Robin. So there again, that's probably about 10 years, give or
Yeah,
take.
give or take.
So
it was like 90
I can
something.
I can understand a reset in that regard too.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're now in a situation where, well, we're all very familiar with Superman's origin now.
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of hit the ground running and just make it Superman. Man of Steel kind of did the same thing, except they made it more plot heavy on Krypton.
Right. Which is kind
Yeah.
of cool, not gonna lie.
The best execution of a rebooted origin story
Mm-hmm.
came from the one movie in Marvel I cannot stand, but I have to give him credit where credit's due.
What?
Captain America Civil War. Because it introduced Spider-Man, and it introduced him seamlessly. You got through all the bullshit, you knew what he was, it's just, here's the baton, get going.
Yeah, well, they killed the ant.
Well, yeah, but at the end. I'm
Yeah.
talking when they introduced him.
Oh yeah, no, they skipped all that stuff. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Because remember, we went through Spider-Man 1 through 3, and then we did the Amazing Spider-Man. It's like, another origin. That time they're like, you guys know this already. It's fresh in your minds. Come on, just go.
Let's just change Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
for a bigger Uncle Ben on the Amazing One, wasn't that
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen? Jesus Christ, I forget that one.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a good one though.
So, speaking of Sheens, I just happened to think about this.
Oh no.
Because we're doing random student consciousness.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember in Final Fantasy Remake, Biggs? You remember that character?
Biggs. No.
Yeah. That was that guy with the spiky black hair that kind of hung around with the Avalanche guys?
No.
Like he was the skinny guy?
Okay,
Hang
who
on.
is he, Brandon?
I am literally just gonna send you a picture because it's just you're a visual person.
Okay.
So it's just easier for me to send a picture.
Where are you gonna send it to me?
I'm gonna send it to you on a Discord.
Okay.
Okay? But I just need to pull it up here, so bear with me.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a link.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so bear with me here. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo.
Phoebe, stop licking yourself.
Check the Discord, or check your private one.
I heard the Paka!
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you know that character, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look at his face.
Oh god, he does look like Charlie Sheen.
Thank you. Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind because I saw him in the game last night. I'm like, wait a minute.
He does look like Charlie Sheen. I'll take that. That's true.
No, it didn't click with me until I saw it last night because he didn't have a headband on. I'm like, holy shit.
I love you in Wall Street. He reminds me a bit of the.
Hot Shots, yeah, I remember that
it reminds
Joker.
me of like, oh god.
Actually, I think the joke of that one was on I Love You in Wall Street because they both did. So the dad did. What was it?
The original
Stone
one.
movie. Apocalypse
it?
Now.
Yes, he did. Mhm.
Martin Sheen did that one, and then Charlie Sheen did Platoon, and then they both passed each other, and the joke was they said each other's movies.
Yeah, it was fun. But I love that like Charlie Sheen is like thinking about something and then he hears the overlapping of someone else thinking like what the fuck, and he's like, oh, it's him. I love Hot Shots. Hot Shots had like a weird
The first Hot Shots is great.
The first Hot Shots is the first Hot Shots. The second one is out of this world, I guess.
They tried. They tried.
Isn't it the same people that did Airplane?
I think it's the same people that did. It's the Farrelly brothers.
I know that it's the same fucking stupid shit, and I loved it. I miss that kind of movies, dumb shit, like that kind of.
Yeah.
And it's
let me look here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's the comedy that I like, dumb shit. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look for here. Like, actually, I'm just gonna go to. Yeah, Hot Shots was great just because of all the stupid shit that happened.
Oh my god. I just recently found out that, oh my god, who was it? David Letterman?
Uh-huh.
He was gonna be, he actually cast for the main character in Airplane, and he did the thing with the water, but it didn't work. It's like, no, you're not that funny, and the other guy just like slipped the fucking water in his face. It's like, oh
Okay.
no. What?
So, the guy that directed Hot Shots was Jeff Abrams.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Or Jim Abrams. I'm sorry, not Jeff. Jim.
Okay.
His Biography as of Wikipedia. 1977 Kentucky Fried Movie. You probably didn't know that one.
Kentucky Fried Movie?
Yeah. 1980, 1984. 1980 is Airplane, so you were right there.
Haha, I knew that.
1984 is a little known gem you and I know, Top Secret.
Oh, I knew. I've been thinking about that movie. I've been seeing the fucking underwater fight, and it's just ridiculous. I missed that one.
He also did the first Naked Gun movie, The Files of the Police Squad. He directed and he wrote and executive produced. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, another set of bullshit movies. I love them.
Yeah. And then he did the Hot Shot movies.
Of course.
And then he did the movie Mafia in 1998, which... No. And then he wrote Scary Movie 4 in 2006.
And that's not the best one.
No, I'm of the opinion that the Scary Movie movies are kind of meh to begin with.
There's one. The one that they fucking spoofed Signs.
Oh, okay.
That one, and they also spoof a bunch of other shit that it was around the time. I need to remember. I want to say it's the third one. I think it's the third one, and that's the best one in my fucking opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah. No, Naked Gun. Those are like.
God damn.
The resurrection of Leslie Nielsen's career.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh with them every time.
What was it? I saw a clip on Twitter the other day where they were talking about like why do they not make movies like this anymore? It's the scene where he's interrogating the guy and he's trying to bribe them, and then he winds up making $20 off the entire exchange on profit.
Also, I don't think they're like very well seen because isn't like what's his fucking face? The guy, the murderer?
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson is on them, and he's funny.
Oh yeah. He's great in them.
Yeah. It's like, oh god, I can't laugh, but I have to because that guy is funny and he killed his wife. Jesus Christ.
I feel like there's another movie I was thinking about the other day that, okay, so you and me saw it as kids. It's one of our movies.
Oh boy.
But I feel like if kids today didn't see it, they won't get the appeal of it.
Right.
And that's Wayne's World, the first Wayne's World.
Oh yeah. That's a good movie.
Oh, and also, that's a movie that, okay, it is not the sharpest movie on the planet. We're not talking Silence of the Lambs here. We're not talking like top tier movie ever thing.
Just a dumb fucking movie.
It's a dumb movie, but when it does satire, it is like precision shot stuff.
Definitely, I prefer the first one. The second one was
second one wasn't that good. But I just remember the scene I'm remembering is when he's doing when Rob Lowe characters comes in, he's like, look, he's the executive producer, you gotta be a sponsor, you gotta plug him. And he's like, plug or no plug, I will never bow down to a sponsor, as he's holding up Pizza Hut box.
Yes. Oh god.
Or Garth decked out in Reebok, like, it's funny because people just think it's like they don't realize what they're doing, and it's just kind of sad, as he's head to toe in Reebok. And somebody pointed out in the scene, it was like, you watch that scene, it's like Rob Lowe is doing so much heavy lifting on a comedic side because we're going back to him, and every time they change to a character. So, like, he's our setup guy, and he's looking at him like, what? What? Yeah. Like, completely straight man the entire time.
I love that movie. That's just a comfort movie.
Oh, it's like, yeah, but it's also, it's like somebody said, it's like, do you want to know what the 90s was like? Just watch that movie.
And that's literally the 90s. Like, because it's the people that survived the 80s and they're older, but they're into the 90s now.
And they even crowbarred a Terminator reference.
Have you seen this boy? Oh! Oh my god.
Even getting the damn dude.
Oh god.
That is Robert Patrick. That is legit.
I know. No. And I love that he has like a random fucking picture of a boy that looks like nothing to anything. It's like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But also, it's like, that's another guy from that movie, but it's like, he's gotten his credit kind of in comedy since then. But man, nobody thought Rob Lowe was going to be that good at comedy.
He's still around. He still looks the same. I think he has a pact with the devil.
Well, I think he's gotten great hair now, so he's at least dyeing it.
Yeah. No, he worked his fucking face. I know that. We
I
all know
know.
that. We all know that.
But also at the same time, that character in Parks and Rec, the overly positive guy,
Oh
is
my
just like
god,
I
yeah.
love that character.
That character is like, I want to punch you, but you're too lovable. That's the
And
kind
he's
of
just
character.
like, I'm really stressed, so I'm just gonna start doing exercise here to calm myself down because my heart rate's really going up. And just starts doing
Oh.
exercise.
Oh my god. Oh,
But also, I didn't realize, somebody pointed out,
Hmm.
like that character in Parks and Recreation, you remember that little character twerk he had where it's like he referred to everybody by full name?
Did he?
Yeah, because he would always go up to Amy Poehler's character, like, Leslie Knope, we need to talk about this. Or like he would talk to people like Ron Swanson, you know, we need to do this. That was actually a way for the writers to introduce that, like for people that are just coming into the show, to get the characters introduced.
Oh, that makes sense. That's actually
I was like,
good.
yeah, it's like,
Very
wow, that's
smart.
really fucking good.
Yeah, that's really smart.
But it's like, it's disguised as a character trait. It's like, that's good.
I love that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Like, nobody pointed out to me, and I was like, oh.
He gotta be like, that's a special kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm. But that was a real, yeah, Parks and Rec's one of those shows that's like, you can go back and watch it, it's like, there's still something about it that's just funny.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely.
The important thing is, people who buy things are stupid.
You have to make them. If you know how to make it, you never have to put a penny on anything.
Yeah, I just like, well, I need rings. Ron Swanson, hold on. Dunk. Give me an hour.
He pulls out, if I'm correct, a fucking lamp. Right?
Yeah, he's like, that's copper, right? And the guys are like, yeah, he just whips it down. It's like, give me an hour, I'll be right back.
And he fixes the fucking lamp, if I'm correct. It's like he takes out whatever and then he makes whatever. It's like, bro, what?
And
the
then
fuck?
and then it's like at the end they show him building the rings like down to the science. It's so fucking.
The funny thing is that I see the guy in The Last of Us like, that is still Ron Swanson, bro. That is still him.
I feel like it's like they just saw it's like they gave Nick Offerman this character and then he's just like, can I put my own twist on it? It's like, yeah, sure. It's like, so I know how to do these things. Can we just make him like a welder? You know how to weld?
I mean, there's a scene where he's cutting a fucking tree. That's him.
Yeah. No, he is like a man's, like, you know, the old joke of like he's a man's man. It's like, that is Nick Offerman.
Yeah, and then I think, if I'm correct, he also turned on all the fucking reactors and that kind of crap. It's like, yeah, of course you would know that.
Yeah, it's
Of
like
course you would know that.
I think when we were talking about it, I said it's like it's Nick Offerman doing Nick Offerman things. It's not even
Hell
Ron
yeah.
Swanson anymore.
Yeah.
It's
that's
just
kinda-
like if you're in an apocalypse, it's I think even Conan O'Brien said it's like if there's ever an apocalypse, just find Nick Offerman. You'll probably survive.
He's probably gonna be in his bunker, and that's fine.
He's gonna raid a Home Depot and all of a sudden he's gonna have a mecha. Why? Because he's Nick Offerman.
Yo, that scene where he gets into the thing is like, yeah, that sounds about right. That's him.
Yeah. Nick Offerman is that survivalist everybody wants to, like, you know, all those people that are like trying to be survivalist or trying to, like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, when the time comes, I'm gonna be ready. They want to be Nick Offerman. Like Nick Offerman's, they're gonna be dead on the ground. Nick Offerman's gonna be like, huh, okay, steps over him, just keeps going.
Yeah, no, nobody is like him. He's built different, and I respect that. I respect.
Also, very liberal. Do not let any of this stuff fool you. That dude is liberal.
that. Yeah, that's so funny. Ah, it's a great character. It's a great.
Yeah.
Character. Hmm.
All right, well, we have managed to successfully vamp for 2 hours. Congratulations.
I am so exhausted. Can we go now and see the movie and be sad?
Well, you want to, but real quick here, do you got anything planned for the week?
So I got no freaking clue. I know that I have a couple of days that I leave early.
Uh-huh.
So I think I'll take advantage and
okay.
and continue doing. I want to finish that artwork on live.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Tomorrow I'm not gonna do shit. At least
I was
online.
actually I was gonna say we might try that AEW thing tomorrow. I'm not 100% on that either myself.
Mhm. It's just that I get in at 4 on Monday, so I kind of.
Oh, I think it was 5 on Monday.
No, it's at 4.
Oh, well, you're gonna have a bigger problem tomorrow then.
Why? Oh shit. That is. But you said that you were gonna be typing.
That's Mondays.
Oh.
That's the commentaries tomorrow night.
Oh, great. That's fine.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But yes, also tomorrow night I will be commentating over at the Wolf Games, number 5, I believe it is. It's what was it, on a Star Wars scale? That would be the Attack of the Clones one.
Attack of the Clones. Okay, that's about right.
Yeah, because she's numbering each one, so I'm like, okay, so we passed A New Hope, we passed Return of the Jedi. We did Phantom Menace last time, so this will be this one. So
Right. Makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that one. So I probably won't be streaming them out for thinking about it. By the way, real quick here. So I did an experiment on my Substack last week of posting a toy review for a figure I got.
Okay.
Got really positive results. So for those of you that enjoyed that, thank you. I might try something like that again this week, trying something different. Nothing's for sure yet, but it seemed that I got a lot of notes on that one, so I will probably do another one in the future. My goal is to eventually pivot them to a YouTube thing, but I'm trying to get some equipment for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're still looking for that thingy. I got you.
yeah, yeah. But I want to say thank you for everybody who actually did read that. If you did, I really appreciate it. I hope it was interesting. I'm not really. I didn't think talking about a figure in plastic. It's like the Malibu State or the Lisa and Lionheart thing, where Kent Brockman's like, I didn't know I could do 30 minutes on this, but here we are.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I might stream something this week too. I don't know yet. If rumors are true from what I heard, I'm gonna have a lot easier week coming next week. That's the hope.
Okay. Because
Because
of
we
there's
talked
news?
about no, we talked about it off air during the week. Remember, I told you about that that they might be coming
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's a load off of my shoulders, and then I can pivot back. I hope.
Well, let's
We'll
see
see.
what happens first.
Yeah. But until then, I would like to thank everybody for stopping. Thank you to Allison Bella 007 for joining the cult. You are very welcome here, and thanks for
Yep.
chatting with us.
Yep.
We do have some viewers enough for a raid, so I would like to raid if that is possible.
How many
Okay.
viewers we got? We have 2,
Eh,
3, I
who-
guess. Okay.
see
if
who
you
I
wanna-
got here. Yeah, let's. We're gonna go to a random streamer that joined us recently, so I'm gonna go out to them.
Okay.
But thanks everybody for watching, and we hope you had a good time here. Thanks for listening to us vamp. We will see you all through the week, and if you like, please consider following us. It's always helping, and we will see you all next time. It's starting to raid now. Well, I gotta wait for the pivot.
Okay. So I'll see you eventually, I guess.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.